pre-show comment ever. You guys ready to be whelmed?
I've always thought that was a weird thing. We have overwhelmed and underwhelmed, but we never actually just say I'm just whelmed. I'm just at a constant level of whelm. It's not a thing.
I'm side-whelmed. Welcome Monday/Tuesday. I hope you're all whelmed in YouTube land, in your face holes. Welcome. Hope you're well.
This is all right.
It's whatever. Yeah. Welcome to the Amigos and Co. Monday/Tuesday. We have in the house Chris Vandal, Stephen Legion. My name is Adam. We're here. We were watching the world burn. As the Facebook empire, the First Order.
The morning was just insane. It's like watching people like running off a cliff like lemmings.
Instagram went out for 6 hours today, and in Las Vegas, unemployment went down to the lowest rate we've ever seen. And now every Taco Bell is full of a chick with hot boob tattoos.
It was. Did anyone go to Twitter? Did you? Because that was what I did. That's always the first thing I do. Is I go to Twitter and check if it's just me or not. But
do you know how close Twitter went to actually going down as well?
Twitter trolled them. The Twitter account put out a tweet and just went, "Hello, literally everybody."
Yeah, I saw that one. It was like liked 82 million people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's just a joke now. We're all in a joke.
Yes. Can I just make sure that everybody can hear us? Throw a potato up in the chat. I'm sure we're okay, but I just want to make sure that you can hear us and hear the very intelligent things that we have to talk about. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Brian's like, was Facebook not working?
Yeah. It's the correct thing to say.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
I always like it when those things happen, like, because we live in a global society, we live in a massive world, and you have like the massive outage, like Twitter will go down or Facebook will go down for like 6 hours straight, 5 minutes after I go to sleep until 10 minutes before I wake up. And so I miss nothing, but I just wake up with just this wealth of stuff to laugh at. It's like the entire world went nuts and didn't affect me.
It's it's interesting, and there was probably people already would have seen this as well, but there was a conspiracy going around that too much stuff got deleted when Facebook were language that I don't understand, DNS stuff and all sorts of things, and there was a lot of resharing of things going that Facebook was actually gone as opposed to down, which would have been. Could you imagine? Hilarious. That would have just been like there would have been people like this all over the world. If only, just
think of that trickle effect. All those little businesses that rely on it, not just for promoting their own business, but their business is tied to, like, you're a Facebook coach. There are Facebook coaches. There are people that coach other businesses on how to be on Facebook.
How to Facebook.
Business. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's businesses that their entire job is doing graphics for other companies to put on their face. Like it's a full
Legion.
ecosystem.
Chris is right there, dude. He's right there.
The worst part is like it shows you like we need something else. Like there needs to be something else out there because like so many small businesses really do depend on Facebook and stuff. Like these mom and pop ones, they sell like their candles or their homemade blankets made out of like pubic hair or whatever the hell they're making.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're all just on Facebook. They need to, you need to do something else about it because like Facebook's not gonna be around forever. I mean, no, I get it.
Facebook is eternal.
Yeah, I have friends that live in other parts of the world, not like the major Western countries. That Facebook is more accessible to them than other forms of communication. So I'm stuck. I have to have Facebook because that's the way that I can communicate with some of these people. And it's.
I ran into that this morning. There are things I do that are not social and they're not entirely business, but they exist in that mid-ground. So I don't have these people's phone numbers and I don't have their email address. I communicate with them either through WhatsApp or through Messenger and occasionally through DMs. I slip into their DMs on Instagram. And when those three things all linked together, they all went at once.
Yeah.
I have no way to tell you when that meeting was. I mean, we have a meeting on Zoom, but I can't tell you when it is. Yeah. I can't find out when it is. I can't.
The messaging in Pornhub's pretty good, though. I mean, so I've heard. So I've heard.
Don't you have to make a donation for every message sent?
Well, yeah. Define donation. No, please
that
don't.
Depends on the subscription tier. No. One thing too, like since we're kind of a VP show, is that a lot of international clientele only use WhatsApp to communicate.
Oh yeah.
You would honestly have to like offer international customers at cost products to get them to use their fucking email.
100%. Yeah. Yep.
It's all on WhatsApp. It's terrible. And like I want to point out, Rian, I'm gonna say it wrong. His comment that said, "Great, Facebook is down now. Who's gonna tell me whose birthday it is?" Fuck yeah, that's the only good thing that I know from Facebook.
No. Wait a minute. There is. You have memories to share with this person.
Yeah, I guess that's all right.
Which is really awesome when you go back and you look through the comments of something from 10 years ago. It's like there's like 15 comments on my post from 10 years ago. I'm like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
Yeah.
That's my ex. She's blocked me now. Who's that? Who's that? What? I think I know that person. There sounds familiar.
That's actually like, okay, you're right about that. Because like I'm a big fan of the memories thing, and I go back and I'm like, wow, I said some really stupid shit. Not like stuff that I could run for politician for. It's just like I treated Facebook like Twitter back in like 2010 and days, It's like, what the fuck was I thinking? It's like, had a sandwich. It was good. It's cold outside.
Yeah, mine with that, but
likes.
with a mysterious, like trying to be mysterious and a little bit edgy, like.
Yeah, but see, unfortunately, that's my MySpace, and that's why I'll never give anyone the URL.
see, if you go back far enough, Facebook statuses don't make any sense because they're missing those first bit of words. Because it used to be, how are you feeling? And you'd answer, Steve is blah, blah, blah. And now that first part is so there's all these things. It's like horny, hungry, sleepy, horny, hungry and horny. Who's bringing me a fucking cheeseburger?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's exactly true. Because like they got rid of a lot of stuff. And then like you share stuff from back then and like whatever profile you shared it from, like gone, forever. Yeah. And then it's like, what the fuck was so funny? Like, what was so funny? Why was this funny? Yeah. And then I want to know.
There was a lot of people complaining, like, "I'll never get these photos back."
Yeah.
It's like
God, some of them are terrible. I used to wear a bandana on purpose, in public.
It's like the moment you posted it, you no longer owned it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do not give Facebook permission to share, copyright my photos or my profile information. Due to the U.S. law made up, blah, blah, blah. I'm 60 and I shouldn't be on Facebook.
I have a question. So, obviously, Facebook, the all the guidelines and all of that stuff that has been in the media for the last few years and that whole situation. Let's just say that Zuck said, tonight, I want Facebook closed. He could just do that, right? With zero implications.
It's his private company, but he has a board.
Is it private or is it publicly traded now?
It's publicly traded, but he still has the controlling stake of it. And if he wanted to, it would be a big deal, but they would probably rebrand. He'd take his name off of it. They'd turn it into a fuckbook or whatever they want to call it. And then,
wasn't that the original name?
It was actually Hot or Not. So it actually started out, here's a history lesson for no one that asked. Zuckerberg, a lot of you seen the Social Network movie, and that plays pretty close to how it started. But basically, he was in college and he was writing code for websites and stuff like that. And then what he started was this website where it was like you would rate two pictures of like he was in college at Harvard. You'd rate one of your female classmates and say, is she hot or is she ugly? And then you'd be like, you're ugly. And then it'd go on and the next one and the next one. And so this is the guy that we're thinking, like, why isn't Facebook more moral? He literally started by having a website where you judge your female colleagues, on whether or not they're sexually attractive. Like that's how he started it. And then he stole
to be fair, we were all doing that anyway.
Well, I've told the story of how I met my wife, right? I've told that story.
I think I saw the series.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on
Hallmark.
Vimeo. Yeah.
Or Adam's life story is a SoundCloud rapper's music video.
Yeah. But speaking of which, what happened to Tom from MySpace? Is he still around? What's he doing now?
He's still around. I think he's on Twitter. He's a fucking billionaire because he sold off for a huge.
He's an amazing photographer. He's
Really?
an amazing photographer. Yeah, he sold everything and he basically just became a nomad kind of guy. And he just travels around taking photos of places and shares his life advice here and there with other people and stuff, and gives like business advice on starting up. He was the smartest guy ever, and it's funny because like people are like, "Oh, don't you feel bad about like MySpace sucking and all that stuff?" He's like, "I sold it. I moved on with my life. Like you're still like you moved on and you're using Facebook. Like why would my life be terrible? Like I had fun."
Yeah.
One thing, we were talking about the lottery as well, and we can get into that for Vandal, because Vandal tonight, this will be his last show. He's winning some serious money tonight in the US with the lottery. But one thing that has always stuck with me is Michelle Minton's comments of the uber rich, like the uber rich that and she said, "Why isn't anyone doing anything interesting with their money? Like you've got $1 billion or more and you're investing in things that is just to make more money. Why aren't you like, we just bought a country and, like we're fixing everything in the country." Like I always think about that. It was a polarizing statement. And I mean, I know that means that you need to be on board on the same page as that person who's spending money on something that nobody else would. But it was a very, very poignant comment.
Well, we talked about him last week. Bill Gates does a huge amounts of stuff for underserved countries and communities and stuff like that with like medicinal stuff. So there are some people out there doing it, but it's not talked about because no one cares. Like, oh, that's nice. You like, and you scroll on, and then you're like, this rapper shot this other guy in the face. You're like, oh my god, why? And then it's about how you eat your information, and it's not exactly how it's fed to you.
Yeah. It's just really interesting. We're only 12 minutes in and it feels like we've been going for 20 minutes. But I quickly, I'd like to...
Talk about my sex life.
Yeah. You just put that in the chat. That's fine. I just want to say hello, hi to Rian, hi to Dennis Michael, Connie's here, Yo, Mr. Mowgli's here, the Great Wombatsky is here. Anthony Romella is here. He's feeling high. And I think that's kind of it. We have a small, quaint audience tonight. If you are here, please say hello and chat. And welcome.
Our audience, this is highly reflective of the attention span of most people who tune into our show. Instagram was down. We forgot to post that we were having a show, and boom, nobody came. Nobody remembered us.
It's because everyone's catching up on all those big booty bang models, and what they're going to post in the next 5 minutes is going to be 300 posts because they missed the last 4 hours.
There's also all of the posts of people commenting that they're back. That it's like, okay. Thank you for telling us.
6 hours. I was gone for 6 hours and you were sleeping for 4 of them. Did you miss me? Please give me validation. I couldn't get any likes for 6 hours. Come on.
It's like when you're in Vegas and it rains outside, literally everyone on Facebook, it's raining. Fuck.
Some of there's probably one of the only times that I really like reading the comment threads is you just put in a hashtag like Facebook's dead or Facebook's down or whatever on Twitter, and there are some very, very funny people out in the world. It's worth it. There's good coffee viewing and reading if you sitting there with your VAP and your little beverage, and you can have a bit of a chuckle. Yeah.
One day, someone's going to put together a coffee book of the world's best tweets. Be 100 pages long. It'll just be a photograph of the tweet on each page. It'll be a big coffee table book. It'll sell like 2 copies.
Yeah. I'd say that one by
one
Twitter.
One to Stones, one to me.
Yeah. That one by Twitter today saying, hello to literally everybody. And then the next one down was McDonald's saying, how can we help you today? And they said, can we have 58.9 million nuggets for our friends, please?
I would have loved to have seen the following one being a picture of a McDonald's truck pulling up to Twitter HQ, shoveling out nuggets.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. Here's just the bill.
Like that.
You ordered.
Yeah. We weren't going to do it, but we may as well do it because it will, validate us as a VAP show.
Yes.
So let's do that. This one is the Buff A. The Buffett.
It's Jimmy Buffett time.
It's Jimmy Buffett. Sorry, I was just reading Ern's comment. We have CBD gummies in the shop that have more D9 THC than CBD. It's really interesting how they're skirting the law and getting away with it. I think that the world is just trying it on for size at the moment. There's so much stuff going on that's not...
Yeah.
Everyone's trying everything on for size. Anyway.
It's kind of weird right now in the world with where we're at because, like, you know, like when you hit that certain age of like your teenagers, you're like, depending on who you are, you know, 14, 15, 13, you start to see the world as, damn, there's so much crazy stuff going on. And like, eventually you get to a certain age where you're like, nothing surprises you anymore. I feel like I'm 14 again with how all this stuff's going down and with everything going on. I'm like, man, I can't live through this again. Like,
yeah.
Where's the white picket fence? Where's that Disney shit? You know what I mean? Okay.
I've literally spent the last 5 years watching us. I feel that we're like teetering towards the edge of apocalypse, and then we go back, and it's coming towards dystopia.
Yeah,
we take 2 steps back. We're just constantly hovering around that edge. It just takes one big push. It's gone.
I got sucked into one of those articles. What's that Facebook group? I fucking love science. And there was one talking about the biggest asteroid heading towards us that's ever been discovered. And I was like, of course there is.
Yes. We'll be here on Thursday.
That's right. Yeah. You can have something to eat. Awesome.
Can I have something to eat?
You can have something to eat.
Will you make it for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want a grilled cheese sandwich.
I'm streaming, man.
Oh, I'll go with that.
What did you
grilled
say?
Cheese sandwich. I want a grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup.
Oh, so you can... Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very... yeah.
That's what you do.
But we were supposed to be doing the buffet, so...
Buffets.
Oh, I've got to open this for my child. He's currently having a strawberry custard pouch. Yeah.
Strawberry vapes.
Hello.
There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah, welcome to my child to the stream. Bye.
Bye.
There we go. Vandal, would you like to tell us but that we weren't going to do the buffet and yeah.
Yeah. So Delta. What? Sorry, I'm chat stuff. Caliburn, Anarchist Orange, and because I went out this weekend and did some stuff socially, I have a pod system because this died on me while I got stuck out in the desert.
What's that one?
What is that pod system?
It's a Yaya strawberry lemonade, and if you guys know the guys behind TVL, the Yaya is their brand. Mm-hmm. And as far as pods go, because I've used these ones before, these are the only disposables I like.
That thing looks chunky.
It's big. It's 2,000 puffs, and you can't recharge it. They just release ones you can recharge. I'm not trying to do an ad thing for them. Just speaking on it, but yeah, it's strawberry lemonade. It's not too bad. But the only thing I hate about like every single pod is iced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
It's a thing.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, and I get it. It hides a lot of the bad flavor of some of these pods because some of the pods that are made out of country taste like crap. I'm just being honest. And so a lot of companies add the ice, but American-made ones they'll add the ice anyways because that's what everyone else does. And I'm like, stop it, get some help. I'm Michael Jordan meme. That's all I got.
Are they really that popular? Is that like everyone wants iced for high milligram situation?
Yeah, because it doesn't give you the throat scratch. Instead, it's a cooling sensation.
Interesting. So you're masking.
And most pods come in 50, and instead of like 25, it's like I get my Anarchist in 25.
Yeah.
But like every disposable is 50, so that's why I kind of got away from them because I'm not a huge fan of 50 all the time, man.
Yeah. It certainly makes your eye twitch. There's no doubt. Yeah. Mr. Legion, would you like to?
Yes, I would indeed. But we're on a stream, so I can't. So I'll just show you my buffet instead. But first of all, Shannon, hi, Shannon. I'm gonna hit a magic button now. Boom, right down to the table, Star Wars style. I have all new things today. No build mat yet, but I have all new things today. I have this right there. That is the Cloud Flask S from Aspire. Everything that I'm going to show you today just came in this morning. I literally just changed everything over to these, so opinions will vary over time. But this is kind of nice. I didn't expect it to be as good as it is. There's no adjustment of any kind, no power, no airflow. It's you take a coil, you fill it, you puff it.
That's quite big.
It's beefy.
Yeah,
a big beefy coil in there. But I love the fact, it's a replaceable coil, and you can see how clear that is.
Yeah.
Which big plus for me in there. This, I knew I wanted something nice in there. I wanted something tasty, so I went with a little bit of Gem-It because actually working my way through it. I said this to you before. I like your e-liquids, my friend. I like them, but I like this one the best. This one's nice. Put that to the side. Put that there. This is the Marvos S from Freemax. This is their new vaguely Pico style thing, single 18650. It's a pod, but it also is a tank. We've seen that before. Running it at it's a pank. Yeah. Like I said, I've been running this just for like a little bit. I haven't even given it a good try yet. The coils seem to taste quite nice so far. And I'm running, just cracked a bottle of peach rings because why not? I have it from Jerk. Peach rings, Mavros. What else have we got? Yes?
I was going to say, back in the day when I started vapping, Freemax, I think, was the coil of choice, one of the first sub-ohm tanks that I got, the Freemax, and it was pretty good. It
is. Yeah. I just noticed that you get a lot of condensation in there. Let's see. Zoom. Well, that's as close as I can zoom. A lot of condensation in that mouthpiece. Doesn't come off. Yeah. But yeah, there's that. The brand new Aspire Zealous Mini. No, not Mini. Nano. This is the one that made me want to say yes to them for this package because the original Zealous, when it first came out, which kind of looks a lot like this, but a bit bigger, was my number one pick. If you wanted a mouth-to-lung starter kit, that was hands down my pick. It was a great device, solid, awesome performance. This has a version of the Nautilus tank, uses the traditional Nautilus coils. It's a 3 lights. 1, 2, 3. It's that simple. Get your power and your fire button. Simple, tiny little device, but really, really nice. You cannot beat, for mouth to lung, you cannot beat Nautilus coils. It's why that they are the longest continuously in production coils of all time.
Yeah.
I don't think there's another one out there that beats them. So with that, a little bit of that. Get flossed. Musk. I'm really enjoying the musk. I keep putting in tight things. For some reason, it's the mouth to lung or restricted that it works best for me. Not so much the cloudy things. Still nice there, but I like it in these. There's that. What else have I got? Another new thing from Aspire. This is the the POC-X box.
Wow.
Again, another piece that I reviewed the original version years ago, the original POC-X, which was a stick sort of device. This is the newer version. It's a box, charging port, light, all in one built-in battery. It's kind of hefty for size and weight too. Interesting thing, the original one was a stick and it had the tank built in, so it was one of those devices where you unscrew the top and get to the coil. You can't take the tank off it. Confused the crap out of myself when I took this out of the box and undid it, and it's the same. This is not a tank that you can remove and replace. The base of it is built in.
Interesting.
And the top just screws. So it is an all-in-one unit, fully all-in-one, but easy enough to fill. Got some airflow. Got some power. Got some baked apple custard. Boom. And one more to go. The Freemax Marvos 60 watt. They just came in. I'm still getting familiar with them. This is very, very similar to things that we've seen from Vupu. You got that little airflow adjustment. You got your potty thing there, and fairly clean little screen.
Yeah. Is that internal or is that external?
Fully
battery?
Internal battery.
Oh.
Fully internal. It's fairly lightweight, but this is rubberized. It does feel quite comfortable.
Yeah.
In there, Charlie's Chalk Dust Sweet Dream. Here's the thing. Let me just do this. Boom. You'll notice I'm wearing the Charlie's Chalk Dust t-shirt, which I have had for 4.5 years. And I've been wearing this for 4.5 years. And this is the first Charlie's Chalk Dust that I've ever tasted.
Right. Isn't that how it goes with vape apparel, though? Like, I've got a Rigmod shirt. I've never owned a Rigmod product.
They get sent to you. People give them to you. They're in boxes. This came with a box from someone. They just said, I'll throw on a shirt for you. I'm like, okay, I'll wear it. It's vape related.
Like, imagine if it was like as hardcore as it was in like high school when you were a band that you didn't listen to. You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't do that.
What does that Jam Monster taste like, bitch?
Yeah.
Huh? Crap. Oh, okay, he did.
See, I would never do that with band shirts, like, because that.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Here I am a vape reviewer. My channel's about that. That's my business. I take it seriously. Yet I have no problem wearing a shirt that I've never tasted that shit. But music's important, man. I would never wear a Ramones shirt if I couldn't tell you at least one Ramones song. That's just a wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're wearing something ironically, you should be able to say a little bit about that band.
You're just a Kardashian.
Yeah.
Or you're just a Kardashian.
Or you bought it from Hot Topic because it was in the bargain bin at the front. Yeah.
Yeah, they were all out of shirts with cats on it. So
you know how many people are running around with the smiley face T-shirt? They didn't know that Nirvana was a band. They thought it was a slogan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always going to have a soft spot for Aspire, and particularly the POC X, because the POC X was the device that got me off the combustible tobaccos. Yeah.
Yeah, the POC X, which everyone called the Pocket X, but the POC X and the Zealous, the two of them came out pretty similar time. And yeah, slightly different angles on a similar concept. Phenomenal devices, literally phenomenal devices.
Yeah.
A lot of people. There are periods. Like, if you go back 2 years before that, it's the not the Ega, whatever the Joytech one was, which I can't remember the name of. Was it Ego?
Ego.
Is that Ego? No.
Oh, the Ego is the one that everyone talks about from back in the day.
The Ego is like 2 years before that again.
Yeah.
But there's set periods where there are certain devices that just they spread like wildfire. Like, people have them, people use them. You can actually track people's usage or their quit success back to those devices. POC X was an amazing device.
Yeah. It was actually the device that I suggested for my mother-in-law and got her off cigarettes as well. Yeah, and she ended up using the POC X right up until she gave it all away. So that's got to count for something. I guess that's my turn. I am also, I see some chat going on there about the disposables and all that sort of thing. I am also ruining the earth with plastic pod devices with a Caliburn G. And in there is some stuff from Canada. It's sticky green apple from 4-Stroke. There's the bottle. There you go. Really quickly, because it's got warnings written all over it. It was really, really good. It's not my normal kind of wheelhouse for MTL face hole vaping, but a little bit of apple action is very nice, and it doesn't taste like any cleaning products, which is a big plus. I also have the Denali Fancy Donkey, Fancy Zebra 20X700. That would be my wife coming home. The Nightmare 25 on there, and some, I don't have the bottle, it's the backed sugar cookie. Please hold on, I'm going to close the door if that's okay. Hold, please. Talk amongst yourselves.
Just to answer that question, I was talking about the Ego. It was the Ego. Had to go double check my own review of that.
Sorry about that.
Anthony Romella sold a lot of POC X's to old ladies. Well, that's the thing. They were stylish. I mean, they looked nice, but they were stylish, but they were not overly fancy. And like, there's something that you could see a biker using, and you could see an old lady at bingo using. You could see an old lady taking it to her tea parties. They really fit into a lot of different lifestyles.
Yeah.
Whereas, I don't see many women going to or old ladies going to bingo with like a rig mod. Although that would be fucking awesome.
They're out there though, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was muted this whole time.
Are you? Oh, nice.
Did you have anything to say?
I said some stuff, but obviously it wasn't important. You guys didn't answer. No.
That's all right. I walked away. Yeah. I straight up just walked away. Here's my buffet. No, I'm walking away.
I'm done.
Yeah. I got some other stuff.
Bye.
Yeah.
What you got?
Okay.
I said other stuff.
Yes, I've got the Shift Plus Hummingbird.
Yeah, you do.
That one looks cool.
Yeah.
Looks like a pager from the 90s.
Yeah. Hit up my pager.
See, so that looks like you'd be calling Dr. Marvel or Captain Marvel on it.
Yeah. Engage. Beep. But that's got the Pioneer RTA on top of there. And in that was an unnamed bottle of MTL liquid in my MTL section. I'm not sure what's in there. I think it's custard. I think it's actually baked apple custard from Frank and Atticus. That's what they're called, Frank and Atticus, out of Sydney. Unnamed bottle there. Yeah, but it tastes good, so it's not that old.
Is that just stuff they scraped up off the floor?
Likely, very, very likely. I also
send it to Adam. He'll vape anything.
Yeah. Actually, this is remnants from your bucket. That's the. Please don't.
Funny you say that.
No, don't. Oh.
Look at the stain on that. That looks like a smoker's teeth after 40 years.
Yeah, wow. That's probably 60 milligram in that plastic right there. Yeah.
That looks like everyone's.
I'm just going to mute myself for a sec.
Yeah. Okay.
Legion's in trouble.
He might have received his fridge.
He's like, I swear, I promise. It wasn't me, baby.
I didn't vape your Anarchist pink lemonade. I didn't at all.
Yeah. Folks, it is time for me to bid you adieu. I have to leave because the fridge will be here in 20 minutes, and I have to go empty our current fridge so they can take that fucker out of here and throw it off a cliff. Because, seriously, it's ugly.
All right then, fine. Go.
Do a review on it.
Yeah. Do an unboxing, a live unboxing. That'd be funny as.
I'll just turn my camera around and mute my mic. We'll just do it while you're streaming.
Yeah.
We'll see Steve's plumber's crack.
Okay, well, I'm gone. See you guys later. Have a great day.
Bye,
Thanks
Legion.
for tuning in and all that stuff. Just want to point out one last thing. If you are a regular on or a viewer of my weekday show, Have a Coffee with Legion Vapes, this week we will be airing one day later than normal to accommodate the fact that Grim Green will be streaming one day earlier than normal. So if you usually tune in to me, what is it in the States? Wednesday?
Wednesday,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Yeah. You normally tune in Wednesday because I stream on Thursday here. So it'll be Thursday for you guys in the States.
Yep.
Or just pay attention to when I post it on Instagram if it doesn't go down. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm off to get a new fridge. I'm excited. Woohoo. Wish me luck. Hope I don't get crushed.
Bye. Stephen. Bye.
Bye.
Let me just fix this up.
Finally, we're alone.
Yeah, it's taken ages. Yeah. Cool. Is that any better? Awesome. We're good now. Yeah. Well, hi, Chris. How's it going?
Well, I could talk a little bit about yesterday. I went out to with my buddy Dustin and his roommate to a place that's outside of Prim, Nevada. That's the edge of the state line, and we're going to Old Abandoned Chemical Plant. Got some pictures for work and just some pictures for fun, and then on the way back, we stopped and got a couple of lotto tickets. What's up, T Getz? That's T Getz in the house. Just some respect on his name. Anyways, we stopped and got some lotto tickets, right? And so we're like, all right, yeah, I'm feeling lucky, blah, blah, blah. We go to leave, and the truck that we were driving, the brake caliper ended up busting, and all the brake fluid went out. And this was 2 minutes before we hopped on the freeway where you'd be going 80 miles an hour. So if we would have just, if we didn't stop and get the lotto tickets, we probably would have died yesterday because, we had no brakes. The truck had no brakes at all. So we ended up getting stuck out in Prim for about an hour.
Wow.
But and we called up a buddy, and he was like, he has a truck and a trailer, came to pick us up. And anyways, so while we're waiting for him to come pick us up, take a tour of, if anyone's ever been to Prim, Nevada, which I think maybe Ern, because he used to live out here, but it's one of those desert towns where it's on the edge of California and Nevada, and they used to have a roller coaster and stuff. And back in the 90s, that stuff's cool, but it's since COVID and all that stuff, it's like a ghost town. So anyways, we're walking around in there. Checking some stuff out and all that stuff, and then we tried to find the food court. There was a Taco Bell and a McDonald's, but I was like, dude, let's go check out the food court. That was a terrible idea. And we go in there, there's two places open. One's a burger place, but it looked like the ones are a Roberto's taco shop, so it's a taqueria. And then the other one was this burger place. And I was like, I can't eat tacos. I'm getting my teeth fixed tomorrow, and then Wednesday, so I don't want to eat hard shell stuff. So we get these burgers from this place, and it's we paid $12 for these burgers, and if it's the right setting, it's not bad, but it's the burgers you get at someone's backyard barbecue that doesn't care. You know what I mean? And so I was like, all right, this is all right, yeah. Lissy T, the outlet mall. Yeah, there's no stores anymore or anything like that, so it's kind of like a ghost town, and all that stuff. But anyways, got the food. Buddy came, picked us up, and then we found out that they're doing a off-road Forerunner race where like all the desert trucks are out there and stuff, and like doing like qualifieds and stuff. So I got to check that out. But the whole point of the story is, like we were talking about it before the show, is like, yeah, I spent $80 on lotto tickets to see maybe I'll win it. It's like $685 million right now. But like, so if you guys don't hear from me after tonight, I'm rich. I'm never talking to you again. I'm gonna go buy a house with a pool up on the side of the mountain overlooking Las Vegas. I'm gonna pee off that pool into public view off the mountain every morning just because I can.
Yeah.
Just because I can. And then I'm gonna buy all the schools around it and get them demolished so I don't get like a weird charge or anything like that. But yeah.
We always used to make jokes of if we won FU money, is that we would get the 3 T's: tits, teeth, and tattoos, and that would be probably the first port of call.
Yeah, you said it right on the head. First thing I do is like, because like the drawing's tonight, so if I won it, I got to go in for my next 2 teeth appointments. Got to get a root canal finished on this one tomorrow, and then the next day I'm getting my caps, my permanent crowns or whatever. I'm canceling the fuck out of that appointment. I'm going to the guy that made like Lil Wayne's teeth, and I'm like, yo, hook me up, dude. I want to say Lil VZ or something. I'm like, I'm never gonna use them to eat again because I'll never need to. No, but yeah, that would be exactly first thing I do is go get my teeth done. Go get my dogs super checked out, make sure they're healthy, and then get them like gold grills too.
Yep.
So my dogs are running around like all scary looking now. But that, and then like, yeah, I would honestly just buy a fucking house, and then I wouldn't go like, I wouldn't like you wouldn't work like at your average job, but like go buy a business, and something like that, buy a building we talked about before the show, and then like rent out spaces to aspiring photographers, use stuff, teach or stuff like that, whatever. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
it's like a 1 in a billion chance.
You would conceptualize. That's what you would have on your business card. Chris Vandal, conceptualizer. I come up with ideas. That's all I do. Yep.
I would be that super douche guy that get an all black card, but it's like you can't read anything on it, and it's like that's the point. It's like that's not the point. You're supposed to spread the information.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, but I also believe that somebody has done that. I'm a minimalist, man. Minimalist. Font is too much for me.
Yeah. So
Anthony Romella, Tallywhacker in Australia is a penis. That's not very appropriate to put in the chat, just so you know.
And it's like Eastern U.S. stuff. I'm wondering, like, the connection between, like, bogan kind of, like, lifestyle and stuff like that. It fits a lot to, like, Eastern U.S., like, Southern hillbilly kind of stuff, man. And I'm wondering if it's really, like, started from British prisoners or American exiles. You know what I mean? Australia. It's hard to tell. The accent could be almost close. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if there's been so much misinformation going on and people talking about the riots in Victoria and Melbourne and all that sort of thing. The tradies, as we call them, people, tradespeople, construction, plumbers, electricians, all of that kind of situation. All of those people who were supposedly tradies at those riots were not tradies at all, because you couldn't buy any high-vis clothing in the couple of days leading to the riots and all that sort of stuff. So it was not people from those things. And so, yeah, I don't even know why I'm talking about that, but there was discarded high-vis clothing everywhere after those demonstrations. So it was an interesting thing. Yeah.
It's like all the healthy, Earth protests here in the States, and like they have all their signs, and then you see all the trash cans full of their paper signs.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job. Ern's saying there he wants to rebuild pole barns on my Colorado property and then rent them out to growers. What's a pole barn? Is that?
So it'd be like where you could grow marijuana and stuff like that, I believe.
The lettuce, the jazz lettuce. Yeah.
the little jazz lettuce, yeah. Jazz lettuce.
Jazz lettuce. Yeah. It's jazz hands and jazz lettuce. Yep. Indeed. Yeah, you'd get into that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. There'd be a lot of stuff, like my plan would be to like open up, go buy a building downtown, open up a studio thing where you can come in and shoot your own products. I'd provide the camera equipment, you rent the stuff out, you know what I mean? Or if you want to learn, I'd give like a class like once or twice a week or something, and then pay a couple people to be on staff to help people, do this stuff. Because small businesses, it's all over the place. Everyone's an entrepreneur now if you read their Instagram bio. So might as well put like foot to the pavement and then help people out that are actually like, working for it.
Yeah.
With like, I'm no expert in anything. but I know a little bit, you know what I mean? More than the average person, and I can help the average person extend to the higher level on photography stuff. And then if it sucks and no one wants to use my services, I own the building and I rent it out to a bunch of people selling overpriced t-shirts, you know?
That's right. Yeah, indeed. But you're very right. That's a very it's there's a lot of that been going on here in Australia. Is like shared space or here's all the gear and you just come in and do your thing. You know, like you provide the consumables and you can do your thing at a cost. You know, so lots of businesses have been started that way, and I think it's a great idea. Yeah.
It's a great idea, especially in business, because like I'm getting tired of this idea of like, oh, you have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and then you're being told this by people whose parents gave them $200,000 to like, you know, do whatever they wanted and stuff like that. It's like you didn't get pulled up by your bootstraps; you got picked up by your belt, by like, you know, your parents, and you did stuff like that, or like you're lucky enough to have that. And I'm not hating on you if you have that situation, but don't think it's the same for everyone. And community growth, that's the real community, you know what I mean, is helping each other attain those levels of things. You don't even have to like each other, but it's a respect, you know, a common mutual respect to help people. Like photography equipment's expensive. My backpack full with my camera gear, that's $10,000. It's taken years to get up to. But like the average person, you know, doesn't have that. So why not help them get to that level? You like stop eating each other alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Build up on each other.
Have you ever done? Do you know what Skillshare is?
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that, but I'm not a huge fan of using the platforms and stuff like that where they would take a cut just because they're providing the service for you, and I'd rather provide a service at a community level.
Yeah.
And not that it's not cool that there are people out there that really do help people and stuff like that, you know what I mean, internationally and around the world.
Yeah.
But I'd rather do it to where it's a direct effect. Like it's not necessarily about the money for me. It would be cool to make money off of it, but I'd feel more fulfilled being able to help people find the happiness and the hobbies that they like.
Yeah.
Or find the skills to get to where they want to go. Like, you know, I give you the base landing for it, and then you build up from there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's also kind of cool to be like, I helped that person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you make the business sustainable, and that's what you take from it, is that just so the business can keep going, like trying to make money, you know, or trying to wring the neck of those trying to make money is not at all. Yeah. Lizzie T, Creators Co-op, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that'd be a great thing.
Yeah. In a completely side tangent, I didn't get through my buffet, but I wanted to give a shout out to both Not the Real Dry Butler and also Addy Tooney, because I received a Tooney Cave Fund. Very generous of Addy Tooney to send this to me, and I've been vaping it for a couple of days now, and it's outstanding. Also, though, with full respect to Addy Tooney, because I know that he's going to pop in at some point right at the end of the stream, as he always does. Mixed material is not for me as far as coils go, but I just want to. It's the detail in life that gives me an engineering woody, and I want to show everybody this. This is Addy's flavor build, which is a mixture of different wire material. I'm sorry it's so small on my screen. I could probably even get a little bit closer. How about that? There you go. That is a 3mm ID designed for the K-Fun deck, which I've just dropped. Addy's flavor build. But have a look at this. So if those of you that are familiar with the K-Fun deck, it's very, very small and designed for MTL, but it's got screws as your things that grip the legs of the coil. Addy has unwrapped the fuse, and this is basically a fuse Clapton, and the cores in there he has separated and then twisted again, and that's where the screws go through. So it's got more surface contact on the deck, and it's just out of control. Like
that's kind of insanely smart,
right? Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of ways that people build K-Fun decks, but that's just taking it to another place, and outstanding. I will never get rid of this coil, even though, you know, I may not vape it because it's got stainless steel in it, and that's just a subjective thing. But just holy Jesus, yeah, that's crazy. Matthew Welch there, that Hexhome is all you. Given the opportunity, and I said this to Not the Real Dry Butler, who very, very generously sent this to me. This is a V3, by the way, which is named Gerard. I wouldn't choose these kind of paint jobs. You know, like I love them, but I wouldn't choose them for my
matches
own.
your shirt so good though.
Yeah, right. Indeed. This was also a gift. This is the best T-shirt in the world. Not appealing to kids, by the way. But anyway, it's kind of yeah. No, I would never normally choose anything like this, but I'm so, I really, really love it. And so it's nice when somebody else makes that decision for you. Yeah. Anyway.
You did have a question in the chat from Neil on it. He said, did he open up the airflow on the K-Fun?
Yes, he did. Yeah, this is the Toonie Fun situation where he, I guess you call it, bores out the airflow. So yes, it's a restricted direct lung. I had no idea that they were so big. This is, I don't know what model K-Fun this is taken from, because I don't know any of the older K-Funs, but in the photos when you see people with these, I thought they were more like the Ha size, excuse me 1 second. I thought it was more
shorter.
Yeah, like this size, like just a tall RTA tank, or old school, but it's ginormous. It's very, very big compared to something that's as big as the Ha, or even
to show my vape ignorance here, could you run that K-Fun on a tube mod?
I guess you could. I think it's 28. Yeah, it's a 28 mil RT8, and I mean you can put it on the heavy hitter. That's a tube that I know that I've got that is 28 K-Fun Prime. Thank you, Rick and Mahoney. There you go. Because I don't know my K-Funs very well, but 100%. Yes, you could.
I'd like to see Birdman with his 4-foot long one with one of those on the end, because that looks like a wizard staff.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's a bottom fill, typical K-Fun or Sfomesto situation, and it does have hybrid safe pin there. Sorry, get off my face. I would consider that hybrid or mech safe. So you could very much could. It is a 28 mil. That's right. There you go. I just wanted to shout out Addy because God, what can you say about that dude that hasn't been said already? But attention to detail is outstanding. Really, really good.
And the versatility he has across the whole community, like information sharing, and he's always on top of it. On the technical side too, with stuff like that.
Yeah,
like that's not something you see all the time.
Exactly. We were talking about him on Sunday for the Australian show, and there's probably a lot of people that may not know, stuff that's going on in the community, worldwide community. But Addy's input and influence in the mixing world as well. Like he's been doing that for years.
Yeah,
literally years. So Addy is a man of all the peoples, all the VAP peoples. Yeah. Anyway,
they're gonna be making posters about it when the Vape Renaissance hits in 10 years and stuff. Like they make old political action figures and stuff like that. And we're gonna have posters of them with the red and the black, kind of like a Che Guevara. And it's gonna be like Addy Daddy.
Or
that's what I call him.
Yeah, Addy Daddy. He's got a design that's the tuna fish and the can. I think I haven't seen that for a while, but I really like that design. So yeah, can I get a T-shirt, Addy, if you're watching? Shall we move into the motivational blah blahs? Because
let's do it.
Let's do it. You can even motivational blah blahs. This one is the best things in life are actually really expensive. That's it. That's all I've got for today's motivational blah blahs.
Well, in a metaphorical sense, it makes a lot of sense because you've got to work towards it. You know what I mean? And that time and effort's the most expensive thing you'll ever spend. It's not the money in your wallet. It's the time, effort that you're going to take on something that's either mentally draining or physically hard to do to get to a certain point or learn. And so, the best things in life are free. That's bullshit. Best things in life aren't free. You can go see a butterfly in the park. Okay, what's that butterfly going to do? Is it going to pay my bills? Is it going to get me to where I want to go? Not saying there's nothing wrong with enjoying the natural things.
Yep.
But you got to work towards things, so it's expensive.
That's right. And I'm going to openly admit, full disclaimer, I didn't put Chris on the spot just there. I typed into Google. In fact, I'm even going to... What did I put in funny motivational life quotes because I was looking for something ridiculous that made no sense, and that one came up, and I was like, "This will do." But you're actually very, very right. The no good deed goes unpunished. Yeah. Anyway, and I hope Ern's smiley face there was for that. Good job, everybody. Yep. Are you on the week off this week for Friday?
No, we will be back this Friday, and I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it yet, but we're gonna try something new with the show where we kind of question. We're gonna have it's like a Q&A kind of thing, and we're gonna have the panel's gonna have questions, pre-written questions for each other, and then I think we're gonna field some questions from the chat, and it's like like this is not like stupid stuff like you ever smell your butt, but like we'll get into stuff. No, I'm not saying anyone wants to know what we have to feel about anything, but guess what? That's what you're getting.
Nice, man.
That's what you're getting.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't have any news at the moment. There are some very exciting things happening, but it's all kind of in the process of stuff. So that is what it is. But yeah, things are moving along. I think. I mean, we haven't even talked about, or we haven't really talked about, which has been nice for a change, advocacy movements and things that are going on. So there is always stuff going on, but it's nice to see that things are still progressing in the vape world, and it hasn't come to a dead halt, even in the forbidden lands like Australia. Things are still happening. So we will come back to that and cover that. But it was nice to just not talk about that kind of stuff for a bit, because it becomes very, very overwhelming. What's what's gone into effect on October 1st? Have you felt an effect from that yet, or had to deal with any of that yet? From like the prescription side or anything like that? No, but it was interesting to see that like a lot of the things we talked about, the big major chemists and all that sort of thing, the one big one that everyone was talking about that had set up their vape page, for sales of products, doesn't even have any products listed yet. So it's come into effect and but the reality is that it's actually not. So I don't know. I think a few of the big players here in Australia have said this will either crumble and fail, or this will just be the way it is. But there is a lot of very 50-50 how people are about it. Like we said about on the show, and sorry to be repeating it on Sunday night. It's not great, and it's not the way that it should be for people to want to have to give up cigarettes to have to prove to a doctor why they should need a prescription. But at the end of the day, no, I will talk about it. Let's talk about it. Dash Vapes put up a video a couple of days ago talking about the situation in Australia, and it kind of wasn't very factually right. Like, they asked for comments down below, and so I wrote one, and just said, yes, this is terrible. Yes, people shouldn't need to prove anything when you can still buy cigarettes, on every street corner. Legion Vapes new fridge is coming, awesome. But the reality is we don't have a flavor ban. We still have access to relatively high milligram nicotine if that's the way that most people do it as hobbyists. It's not that hard to get a prescription, so we actually still have a fair bit of access. There's a lot of people, and again, there's a lot of holes in what I just said. People still won't be able to have an easy, transition into that. It's an
inconvenience, that's for sure.
100%.
But it's worth the inconvenience if you were to ask me, instead of not having it at all.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see the I guess do you call that like the clapback or a blowback of people saying that it's still infringing on so many things. But we still have access, so it's not a bad thing. As far as the advocacy groups, they're still being very vocal. Twitter is still aflame with by the minute addressing the
I
misinformation.
get more advocacy updates from Legalized Vaping Australia than I do any United States advocacy groups.
Interesting.
So, you guys are working hard out there.
Yeah, well,
to make sure the information's out.
We'll see. It's into law and legislation now, so again, it comes into that point of it's going to be impossible to change, but provided that they keep the same situation. Even for the money side of it, the taxing and the government's making money off that, we don't have an argument for that because they're not taxing it. So it's it'll be an interesting place to see. But as I said, I think it's either going to crumble and fall, or it will just remain as it is, and we won't have any bans of any sort. So interesting to see. But yeah, so no.
Either way, that's kind of a good way to go.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. But interesting things still happen. I guess that was the whole point of why we were talking about that. Things are still moving along, in vape all over the place, as long as, it doesn't get outlawed in more places sooner rather than later, and people will still keep vaping. So, that's it. Stay strong.
Since we got advocacy news on it, I'll throw it out on the table. I'm noticing that in the industry, a lot of companies are switching to tobacco-free nicotine now, at least trying to, which grants them a loophole to bypass the whole PMTA process, which means that they will still be able to sell products. They will still be uglily labeled with a warning label and all that stuff. That's more my problem. But in the States, it's dark and it's grim right now, but guess what? There's these companies out there fighting to get you those products still.
Yeah.
Companies out there, putting money down and stuff like that to do stuff. So, keep an eye out. As far as the PMTA process and stuff like that goes with that stuff, like I've been saying, that's a hole in the ground, and you're not digging out of that for right now. We'll see how this lawsuit goes we talked about last week. And if anything changes, we'll let you guys know on next Midnight Show.
I know I asked you last time, but have you tried a TFN product yet?
Yeah, I have tried one synthetic nicotine, and the only thing is like I can't say that I give it like an honest opinion on it, because I got it from work. The boss had a bunch of samples in the office, right? And company sends their samples all the time. Try this, and this was like back in like the heyday before all this stuff started, like pre 2019.
Right. I
helped clean out the office one day, and it's like, oh, take whatever you want, blah blah blah, or throw it away or destroy it, And then so I took one. There was it was a pod, and it was a synthetic nicotine. I tried it, and it was disgusting. But I didn't know how old it was. And I don't even know if that's going to be the same kind of synthetic nicotine that's going into products nowadays. But I've got to imagine that, top tier companies that, put the quality into their work, it's not going to be like that. It's like, what's the point of creating something that nobody wants? Shannon Brown in the chat just asked, did you see the post FDA today? I did not. I didn't see anything today.
Yeah, there was it got addressed pretty heavily on Twitter by the advocates. It was just more. I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong, but more trumpeting from, and that, no pun intended there, more trumpeting from the FDA about what they've done and they're doing.
Yeah, and that's all a PR campaign, making people feel good about stuff or whatever. Like, this is our, we're projecting what we believe you should be doing, and we're telling you it's going great. But guess fucking what? It's not, because they're still fighting to let Juul stay alive. The FDA is fighting to let Juul have more time. So this is all tongue in cheek. It's a joke, because a lot of the one thing is a lot of antis are actually jumping on the FDA for that as well. They are going after the FDA. Like, you said Juul started all this, and now you're going to let them stick around? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, actually, I can see why this is an issue. It says today FDA issued 2 final rules for the pre-market review of new tobacco products. These rules provide additional information on the requirements for future pre-market tobacco product applications and substantial equivalence reports, the SEs and the PMTAs, as everyone's been talking about. And the very first question is, please explain to those of us who have been issued MDOs, how can you still be issuing rules and guidance about how to apply for a PMTA after already issuing denial orders?
They're going back and plugging the hole they created, and now this is what they're going to use as a legal standpoint of we'll just grandfather it in kind of thing. Because a lot of companies are mad at the fact that you got disqualified for something that you didn't even know was an option to be disqualified for or by. Yeah, exactly. And nothing. The rules are made up, and the lives don't matter. Yeah. Yep. That's what's going on with it. So that's what they're doing, is they're going back and doing that. We let it know now after we denied over 94% of the industry. Suck my butt. Suck my
butts. Yeah, indeed. That story will be continuing to develop, as will the lawsuits. So, yeah, crazy. Excuse me. Let's wrap it up, Mr. Chris. Thank you to Legion for stepping out on us. Whatever, bro. Enjoy your fridge.
Next week we'll have a review of his smart fridge. Instead of the camera angle of his desk, it's going to be the camera angle of the ice machine.
He'll be like this. He'll be closing the door on the fridge, and he's like, "Hey, folks, it's Steve from Legion."
Check it out. I'm playing Candy Crush on my fridge.
Yep, that's it. Here is my e-liquid. Here's my bucket. So yes, we will see you on Friday. We will see everybody on the Intergoogles as well. We want to thank you at home for joining us for another edition of the Amigos and Co. on the YouTube channel. We will see you next week, and hopefully there will be some more developments in all of the stuffs going on, and maybe Facebook will be closed by that stage. So save your photos, go back and go through all your things, and yeah, that's right. Awesome. Let's end it there. Final words, Chris? No? Yes?
Poopy.
Indeed. Poopy. Yep. Big love, everybody. I'll see you next week.
Bye.